Okay, I am waiting for a long job to finish, so I'll take a go at this. So you can start with the JavaScript. Actually, let's start with running it. How do you spell this? Like this? Not working for me. Let's see about the README. How do you run it? Null.js invite. Is there a server? Yes, there's a server. Cool. All right. Nice. Off to a great start. So let's now see where we can see that. 5173. Cool. Ah, nice. Looks good. Order. Nice. And then it comes back. Got a couple of errors in the console here, so probably should take care of that. Nice. Got some a little bit of weirdness here. Looks like this is actually caused by this thing. The character encoding was not declared, so we guessed it, and that's what you're seeing here. Is it's not decoding this character correctly. Cool. All right, let's talk about making stuff dry. So the first thing I noticed was this block, display order. This is like probably the biggest block where you can get a much smaller file without too much work. So it's a good place to start. The only places that you have differences here are count array, 0, 1, and 2. You have different prices, and you have you're referring to these as being different variables, right? Pizza style display, hamburger style display. So these are really homomorphic, and so the places where you have differences are good candidates for a parameter, for function parameters. So what we could start with is we could try display order line we can call it. And maybe to start with, we can just have parameters for each thing that's different. So that would be num ordered is a number, and then we need count span and price span, and then we also have a price. So this is way too many parameters for a function, but if we can get them just extracted, then we can clean that up later. So we have num ordered, price, count span, price span, and this thing is just called pizza. I have no idea what it is though. It just says pizza. So I'm gonna have to look at the HTML. Pizza is probably we can just do ID equals pizza. Yeah, order list pizza. And that corresponds to the pizza menu. This probably has an actual name in the restaurant industry, but the menu item, pizza order line, I don't know, I would call it something like that, but let's not get just too distracted with that for now. We can fix that later as well. In fact, I'll just leave it to do. Cool. So, and then we can call this menu line. So now we have this concept of a menu line versus an order line. So the menu line is up here, and the order line is down here. And what that means is we can go in here, we can kill this, and instead of displaying the order, instead of pizza style display, we're going to set menu line style display. Now we're going to set count span. Now we're going to set price span, right? So now we're doing the same thing, but we've got different parameters. And then in here, instead of count array, we're going to have num ordered. And then num ordered times price, right? And the price here is 14, if I remember right. Yeah, cool. Actually, we can kill that to our kill ring so that we don't lose it. So there's the price. And now what we can say is display order line. And now instead of, right, yeah, I guess we can just call it with count array 0. Price is, yep, 14. And then we are going to have pizza, pizza count span, pizza price span. So I think that'll work. And then we just have to rinse and repeat. So, well, no. Before we do that, we have to test it. So let's do that. None of this stuff is a problem. Everything seems okay. Yep, there's no back end, so we wouldn't expect anything there. Cool. I think this is caused by my password manager. So that's done. Yeah, now let's flip that to the rest of this stuff. So we, instead of saying pizza, we can say hamburger. That should work. And now the only difference is we have array 1 and we have price 12. So we got that. Cool. So that's working. And then we just do the same thing down here. And now instead of yep. So instead of hamburger, we have beer. Oh, no. Instead of hamburger, we have beer. And the price is still 12, and we mustn't forget that, right? So pizza is still 14, hamburger is still 12, beer is still 12, and we still clear the order correctly. So that looks all good. Now we probably can expand this function. Yeah, we probably can expand this function to include these conditionals here. We'll want to say, actually, yeah, let's do that now. I think we should rename it to display order line if not empty, non-zero maybe. And now what we can do is we can grab not just that inner thing, but we can also grab this outer stuff, right? So we do this, and we're not just doing pizza now, we're doing the same thing, right? So it's menu line, and we're not using the count array, we're using the num ordered, and then the same thing here. So I don't see any mention of pizza in there, but we'll just make sure. Pizza, no, nothing. Cool. And we have to do the same thing here. So now we have display order line of non-zero, count array 1, display order line of non-zero, count array 2. And I think that this will work. So let's try that. Pizza 1, pizza 2, beer, hamburger. Seems to be working. That works. Cool. Now, there's something you can do that will really help with readability. It might be a little advanced, but we can try it. Oh. to fix the indentation here, it looks like. Yeah. Actually, let me think about this. This is probably a good place to enter a commit. So let's do that. We'll skip this, but this is what we really want to do. So yeah, we've killed on net, probably about half of this size, so pretty good. And it looks okay. So I'm going to stage it, and then we'll say factor out display logic for order points. Bam. Cool. Back to work. Actually, speaking of work, how are we doing? Still working. Cool. So, what's next? We have this to do up here. Let's take care of that. So yeah, this identifier, not helpful. Pizza order line, I think is what we want. So let's do that. Let's do pizza order line. And then the same here. And I'm also going to rename the identifier. So I got to be careful not to break anything with that. Pizza. Okay. I think that is that. And then we can do the same thing. Your order line. Your order line. And then same for hamburger. Cool. And now we have nice some parallels between the different elements. So more descriptive names is done. That'll work. Okay. So I missed something. Menu line is null. Why is menu line null? Menu line. Display order if non-zero. So somewhere I forgot to change something. It looks okay. I think I might have just not picked up the new code or something. Well, let's use the debugger. We'll get to the bottom of it. So which one broke that? Actually, we can just put our breakpoint right in there. Bam. Now we hit this. Yeah, we get menu line is 0 because pizza order line is null potentially. all stack scopes. There it is. Yeah, beer order line is null. Pizza order line is not null. And hamburger order line is null. So I probably just forgot to do the thing in the index, would be my guess. And that is the peril of renaming stuff that already works. Sometimes bites you in the ass. But that's okay. Don't need that anymore. What does continue in this debugger? F8 or something? Command F8. Just F8. Okay. Cool. I'm hungry today. Nice. What's next? Commit. Use in a separate terminal. Git add p. Yarp. Git commit m. Rename order line variables. Clarify order line variable names. I'll explain the reason for the change. Cool. Now that we've done all that hard work, we have a bunch of duplication up here where we have the same three structures all the way down. So this is a good candidate for a either a class or a just a dictionary. I think I'm going to go with a class. Well, I don't know. You might not have covered classes yet, so we'll use a dictionary. So what we can say is pizza is a pizza is now it's a concept, it's an offering. Yeah, we'll call it an offering. An offering is a collection of, menu items, order listings, everything that you need to offer the customer a pizza. And yeah, that's going to be specifically order line. It's going to be a count span. And it's going to be a price span. And then it's also going to be a price. And we're not going to worry about quantity because that's not something that you offer. That's not a condition of your menu or a feature of your menu. That's a condition of the user's individual state. So we're going to exclude that. So I think this is good. And now what we got to do is grab this and put this here. That should work. Cool. And now we just go yeah, let's do. Okay. So we're gonna do count span. We're gonna do the price span, and we're gonna do the price, which is, I remember, is 14, but we're also gonna check that down here. Yep, looks good. So grab that, that looks right. And the same thing here. So now we have one thing that encapsulates all pizzadom. And we have to go and find all the places that we did other stuff. So the pizza count is still the same. But here, instead of pizza order line, what we can do is pizza offering dot order line, right? And then pizza offering dot count span. And I think that that will work the same. Oh. Menu line is undefined, so I missed it somewhere. Missed something. It's because order line is capital. Let's speed up the pace. Yep, cool. So pizza still works, hamburger still works. Cool. Now, we just do the same thing with the rest of them. So we'll do const beer authoring equals, and then we'll say order line. Oh no, we probably just want to keep that. And then we want to do the same thing here. Count span, price span. Count span, price span. And it's not an equals, it is colon. Cool. There we go. So we got pizza, we got beer. I like those things. Recompiled. Oh, pizza broke. That's interesting. Something's real fishy with that. Oh, we forgot about the price here too. Which is 12, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Oh, it's because I haven't finished with this. Because we've also got to do this end of it. Hamburger dot order line, and we'll remember the caps this time. Hamburger dot count span. Hamburger dot price span. And it's not hamburger, it's hamburger offering. Cool. So it doesn't really explain why clicking the pizza button had the effect it did. So I'm not a huge fan of that. Oh, did I call it hamburger? I was doing beer, not hamburger. That's okay. I'll just finish. Const. What order are these in anyway? us back to working soon. Hamburger order line. Cool. So we got that, and then count span, price span. So we got that. And then we gotta change the semicolons to commas. So that should work. And now look at this. Our initializers are, it's not shorter, but what it is way more organized. It's uniform and regular, and I'll show you how to blow up all these lines in a minute. So, hamburger. Display order count array. So now we've got order line, count span, price span, hamburger offering, order line, count span, price span, and then beer, order line, count span, price span. So let's see what happens now. Syntax error, fair enough. Index.js 15. I need this right now. What's going on? Sometimes the line numbers are different between the source file and the rendered file. Oh yeah, needs colons. That'll do it. Cool. Yeah, I don't like that. Why is that happening? 112 is here. Oh yeah, it's just the same names. Gotta fix this. Beer offering dot order line. Beer offering dot count span. And do the same thing here. Beer offering dot price. Cool. An object. It's not price, it's price span. The price is over on the left. Cool. Cool. Alright, well that's all working. Now, no magic numbers. We have the price here. We do not want to be repeating the price in different places. That is a great way to have crazy bugs. So, pizza offering.price, hamburger offering.price, beer offering.price. Crush that. Nice and simple. Cool. Now, I promised you that we would get rid of these parameters, and now it is time. So, what we're going to do... Oh, actually, no. I have not finished fixing the prices yet. So, now take care not to get these mixed up. Hamburger is 1, beer is 2. near the twain shall meet. So that's good. Cool. 14 and 12 appear only in one place in the whole file now. We still have the correct prices, and this is a really important step. Briefly, oh, look at that. That's something that you would have to dynamically render HTML to get correct prices there. But that's 12 and that's 13. So, and that was intended, right? Hamburger was 11, beer was 13. So, cool. We got everything mapped to the correct variables, even though the value happens to be the same. It's very important. Cool. All right. Now it's time to do the promised reduction of parameter numbers. So what we're here is we're going to say we're going to accept offering and number ordered. That is a nice small parameter list. So num ordered is the same, and now all we have to do here is insert num ordered. Oh no, not num ordered. Offering, and then the same here. Yeah. We got rid of count span. We got rid of price span. Ah, sneaky, sneaky. We need offering.price as well. Cool, so that's that, and now we need to solve the 3 places where it was used. So now we have pizza offering. We have hamburger offering. And we have beer offering. Okay. That seems to work. Offering.menu line is undefined. Did I call it menu line, or did I call it something else? I thought I called it menu line. Order line. Still getting menu line. Maybe it hadn't loaded yet. No? It's in there somewhere. 104. Ah. Cool. Cool. Nice and simple. Okay, yeah, I think that this is a good place to commit. So we're getting rid of these 3 to put in this pizza line. These 3 elements look correct, the price is right. All 3 of these added ones have the same names here. We have hamburger offering, beer offering, pizza offering. All the names are the same. So there we go. Now, when we're displaying order, we're crushing this parameter list. And instead of this, we've got this. Oh, that was my bad. I changed this name from menu line to order line. That is not really good form. Menu line is fine. I don't need to change the name. So but I already committed that. I don't want to have to go through the index again, so I'm going to leave it. I changed the name from menu line to order line. Forgive my sins. So okay, so we've got order line. All of these we just added the offering, this level of indirection to it. Yeah, we just added this thing to the front. And that, not on the price. And that enables us to get rid of all of that because we just grouped it underneath offering. And now we have offering and then the count. And we're doing the prices there. Cool. Nice. And a good name summary of this commit is consolidate menu offerings into a single, structured objects. I don't know. Not my best commit message ever, but that's fine. So, cool. We've got this. Now there's something. Now I promised that I was gonna radically simplify this, so let's do that. What we are gonna do is we're gonna have a function. Yeah, menu offering. And what this is going to have is it's going to have a name and it's going to have a price. Because as it turns out, and this is the pattern, right? Anytime you see similar code, what you do is you pick out the things that are different between them, and those are your function parameters. So this is different and the price is different. That's two parameters. Two parameters usually makes a grade function. So what we can do is grab this, and instead of hard coding this element ID, we can get it dynamically. So here's name, order line. Probably should not have used camel case for that, but you live and you learn. Name, count span, name, price span. And then the price can be like this. It's also legal, and the way you see it these days professionally is with this as like an allowed abbreviation, but I don't think you need to worry about that right now. So, this is not legal syntax. We have to actually return an object that has these keys. And now, all we have to do is say menu offering name pizza. Something broke. Order line is null. but this one works fine. So I must have done something wrong. Yeah, of course I did, because what is going on with this? Is name even defined? No, name is undefined, that's what it's complaining. Great. Okay. Because the name is pizza, what I need for this parameter is the price, which is still 14. I mean, yes, I know it's 14, but I have to check. Anyway. Yep, still 14. So, now we got that. Now it should work. Yep. Cool beans. What's next? And don't forget to change the price as well. 12, 12. Now, goodbye to all that. Cool. Easy peasy. Next. Ordered R. I'm not going to worry about all that stuff right now. Cool, so we've got menu offerings. So what we can do next, we're still doing the same array, is we've got these three things that are all the same, right? And actually, we've got a parallel structure here. We've got offering, count R, offering, count R, offering, count R. So instead of having what we're going to do is, instead of having this organized in a columnar way, we're going to organize it by rows. And so we'll have offering, pizza, and then count, 1, etc. So now, and what that's going to let us do is we can actually get rid of this duplication of the count array. So I don't know, I think that what we're going to call that is cart item. Yeah, or just cart. Trying to decide if I actually think that's a good idea. So I guess let's pull away and say, where does display order come from? Display order your order HTML returns a number. That's kind of strange. Array.filter. Oh, okay. It looks like you're pushing a new item to. Okay. You're pushing a new item to the ordered array every time we click that plus button. If I get it correctly here, get order array item ID. This is not really an accurate name. It doesn't really get an order array. Click. Need a target data set document. I'm running out of steam, so I'm not going to investigate that too closely, but okay, let's this is going to be kind of brittle, but I think it's probably going to be the most beginner friendly way to do it. So in display order, we're gonna stick with this, and what we'll say is we'll use an old school for. So we'll use for let I equal 0, I less than, and what we're going to actually do is offerings dot length I plus plus, and we're going to create an array offerings instead of actually we can just do it here. Const offerings equals, and now we just have to be very careful to keep it in the same order and manage these things together, the count array and the offering array. So pizza offering, then hamburger offering, then count, not count, then beer offering. So we've got that, and now what we can do is we can grab this and say offerings I gets count array I. Bam. See how that goes. Cool. Nice and easy. I lost track of when I last committed. Yeah. Yeah, we can include this. So now here we have this, and I think actually that these no, okay, that's still included there. So this is a dangler. It's still a bunch of hard-coded stuff outside of this nice structure that we've got here. So what we can do to solve that is what we're trying to get is the total price, right? So what we can say is just a nice simple imperative old-timey accumulator. I'm not doing any of that functional stuff today. And then we'll just do price plus equals, actually, yeah, offerings I dot price, and we'll call it, oh no, we can't call it total price because it'll collide with that. So where else is that used? Only here? Yeah, so what we can say is total price, what do you call this thing? What gives you this line? I'm just going to call it total price line, that should be fine. And that way we can put total price call this total price. Cool. Equals and that should work. Another 5-line function to make Uncle Bob proud. Oh, this is kind of weird. Maybe it's still my password manager. Cool. So that's great. Display order line if not 0. Oh yeah, I was going to mention that this is now, each of these is now just used only the one time. So what we can do is just do that, and we can dispense with the variables. Cool. That will be the same. Still got the right numbers. Cool. Oh, you should check the total price adds up. Oh, look at that. Total price does not add up. Look who fucked up. Alright. This is why you gotta have unit tests. So why didn't this work? Oh, it's because we need to multiply offerings I with count array I times. That should fix it. Yeah, cool. Oh yeah, now this thing is like repeated like, yeah, 3 times, yikes. So what we can say is offering equals offerings I, and then count equals count array I. And now it's just that's not on there. Wait, how did that even work? That's not correct at all. Count times offering dot price. That should work. That's not count RE, it's count R. Cool. Let's try this again. Okay, that seems to have worked. Not sure how it seemed to work before, but it's fixed now. Cool. I think I'm happy with this. So yeah, we got rid of all this crap, and we replaced it with just a few lines here. Renamed a variable. And this actually didn't save us any space, but what it did do is give us the flexibility to add new offerings really easily, right? All we have to do is make sure that we keep this the offerings array and the count array in sync, which is definitely a gotcha. So what do we do? Convert menu to an array. This will enable us to add new menu items more easily, but take care to keep the array of order counts aligned with the array of menu items. That data really should be grouped together into an object, but I'm just not sure. It might be just a little too advanced and make you lost. So, where do we go from here? I mean, this is cool. You should consider doing this thing also with the menu offerings, right? So instead of grabbing these out of the HTML, what you can do instead is just construct HTML for it just the same way that you did here, and then dynamically add it to the page. That's basically what the fancy frameworks like React do. So if you can implement that yourself, then you're already a long way to getting confident with the next framework du jour. So, but also the way that you're doing this now is fine. I literally have production software right now that works exactly the way that you're doing this, with like grabbing anchors and copying and pasting a bunch of crap. So don't worry too much about it if you don't want to. There's pretty much no way around these like big jump tables because you only get the one-click listener. So the one thing that you can do is add these listeners only to the specific button. But yeah, I wouldn't worry about it right now. Target ID, because we're focused on reducing repetition. Order HTML, here's some repetition. For const I of ordered array, I is a bad item is bad too. We want a menu item, because if you just use I, then we'll think it's an index, and that'll confuse everybody. So what we can say is let counts equals 0, 0, 0. and then we can say counts menu item code, really, plus plus. Now you're not doing 3 filters. If you're doing this you're gonna pass over this array 3 times, which, I mean, I guess for a front end it's not a big deal, but you can do it in one pass like this. And then return counts. Bet you this works. Cool. That's easy enough. Do we really need this? Like, my question is, why use this ordered array of stuff when you could just keep track of the counts directly? You know? Like, you don't actually seem to use the order at all. So why don't we just do const counts is all zeros, and then the order thing here you have to watch out for. But that's fine. We can say sum. Oh, I forget what's the right. What's the right syntax for this? Array.sum. Okay, so we can do order. Oh, crap, what's it called? Counts. That's a terrible name. I'll fix that later. Counts.sum, and then count goes to count not equal to 0. We'll say greater than 0. So so if there's some count in counts that is greater than 0, then we display the order. It should work. And now I guess we do the same thing here, so we can actually memorize this. Has orders. Cool. Ordered R. So now we can just say has orders. That's easier to understand anyway. And then pay. We just reset counts. Equals 0, 0, 0. And I actually, this will work for now, but I do not like having this hard-coded array length in 2 places. So I think it's better just to zero it out. I wonder if there's a documented way to do all zero something out. Just to fill with all zeros. JavaScript fill array with zeros. Fill method change all elements within a range of indices to a static value and returns the modified array. Bam, look at that. fill value. If omitted 0 is used. Fills up to but not including end. I mean, I have to assume that it goes all the way to the end. So we don't need this, we just need counts.fill 0. Nice, nice and simple. Very pretty. And now I think this get order R, we need to, well, instead of what we're going to do is, what are we doing with this anyway? Target.dataset.add. So we're pushing target.dataset.add. I think that must be, I mean, this has got to be the buttons. Okay, yeah, I see. Data remove, data add. Data add. But this isn't being used. Like, the remove buttons don't appear. Unless they do and I missed them, but I don't think I did. So it can't be that. Button type equals button, pay. I'm really flagging in terms of stamina. Pizza count span. Pizza price span. Let's stash this. See what we were looking at before. ID button equals add 0, class equals add. Here it is, data add. Okay. So what it really is it's a menu item ID. Okay. So Word file. I mean, I guess maybe it's added dynamically. Yes, it's added dynamically here in the get HTML. Got it. Okay. Oh. That's interesting. So you actually have item. Oh, I see. So rather than, you've actually got the price defined in the HTML, which I do not recommend. I would say that you should define the price in the JavaScript and then render it in the HTML, right? Because the HTML is for document structure. The data should live in the code. But that's not what we're worried about right now. What we're worried about right now is getting these things .add. Right, we were fixing the ordered R. Okay. Oh, I see. Ordered array. It's not an ordered array, it's an array of ordered items. That makes so much sense. Okay. that's code that I wrote. Which we no longer need. Counts. Oh, I don't know why. Actually, that is kind of weird. I don't know why that's being done. Probably doesn't needed. Hope it doesn't break too much. Counts, and then counts. I see, yep, so it's got to add, so if it's got an add element, then yeah, okay, cool. Get order array, it's not get order array, it's gonna be counts e.target.dataset.add plus. And then cool, yep. And then remove item. This is not functioning right now, but we can at least try to fix it. So, but we're not going to fix it right now, but we can at least not break it more. So, index is, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. Instead, what we're doing is this dot counts item ID minus minus. Display order counts. Remove item. Yeah, probably don't need to remove item anymore. So we don't need to log that we did it. So it's just that, I think. Cool. So now we display that, dataset add and has orders, display order counts. Cool, nice. Nice and symmetrical. As a side note, this is going to cause a bug here if you, because here you're displaying the order only if there are orders, but here you're displaying the order unconditionally. So I don't think the order will disappear if you click the minus button, which might be intended, I don't know. Alright, so we broke something, but not in a way that we get any console feedback on it. So let's grab our click listener and step through it. Yeah, this was a pretty intricate surgery, so I'm not surprised it's not going well. Cool, so what's counts right now? Counts is a terrible name, gotta fix that. Counts. Counts is very large, so that's good. Has orders. Does has orders get set? Has orders is set. Counts increases. Footer does not display. Okay, so this is where the order section should be showing. Oh, okay, and it does. But then, oh, okay, I must have just inverted that by mistake. So that's easy enough to. Has orders, if not has orders. need you anymore. Thank you for your service. Yeah, cool. Pizza 2, pizza 3. But the first one doesn't work. Only the second one works. So what's going on with that? Come back, debugger. I'm sorry I dismissed you so soon. Cool. What do we got? Oh, because has orders is being set at the top, and it really can't be. So what we can do then is continue. Go to this. Oh, we're not paused anyway. Okay. Right, has orders is being set at the top, and it shouldn't be set at the top. What we should do is down here, and then here. And what we can say is and then this can become an else. And we no longer need this break. Cool. Oh, there is a remove button. Didn't even see that. That's got to be much darker. Probably what I would do is I would put a minus, like around here, or a trash can somewhere. I don't know if they do trash cans in a food ordering app. Do they have trash cans in the cart? I don't know. Like, what happens if I... Okay, I don't care. I live in Illinois, okay? There's probably Domino's around here. I think they would give me a map, but... okay. Choose location, maybe. Carry out. Yeah, okay. So there must be a Domino's in here. Really, you don't know what state Chicago's in? Come on. Alright, there we go. Yeah, future order, sure. Give me a future order. There's so much crap to go through. All I want to see is if you can get... Yeah, okay. They have a minus button, and they have a remove button. I'm not surprised they don't want to show you a trash can and a food ordering app. Anyway, not this. So, oh, I'm so close to being able to go home. So, anyway, the remove button doesn't work right now. I'm not sure when I broke it, so I'm going to have to figure that out. But yeah, we're doing this, and then I think that I think this is probably okay. I just gotta fix the remove button. So what's going on with that? Can't access property counts if undefined. Something's calling dot counts. This dot counts. I think that I was the one who called this dot counts. So used to the OO paradigm. Okay, cool. So now it's working. And again, I don't remember if, I kind of understand why you don't want the order to randomly disappear. Because user clicks a plus, they're probably trying to order something, so I will try to preserve that behavior. So what that means is we want to display the order when we add stuff, and we want to not display the order. We never want to undisplay the order. When the user, we want to undisplay the order when they pay, and it goes back to the initial state. So yeah, we should just display order counts here, and we should just display order counts here. So I see what you did there. I don't know if this actually is necessary at all, because it initializes to 0. It initializes to 0 and not being displayed. So I think that there's no case when it's going to be 0. I don't think there's any case when we would have clicked one of these buttons that we don't want to continue seeing display order. So I think that we can just put it here. Also, you know, if you got a function called display order, you should probably make it display the order. So we'll put it in there, and that's a little more tidy. I think that will work. Yeah, that works, and then you remove it, and now it's empty. This is probably fine. I mean, you should have a placeholder here that's like empty, you know, it says it's empty or something, or make the order disappear. But and then the other thing here is there's a subtle difference between removing a line item and changing quantity. And in fact, I think, oh my god. And in fact, the cart that we have going here, I think that they have that. They have, yeah, they have edit and they have remove, and they have pluses and minuses. Although, I don't know why they grayed out the minus button. Okay, so that's done. It's probably good. Oh, that's not good, because counts, I keep saying that counts is a terrible name, and it is. So, ordered counts. Really the way to do this is to have a cart array that you like add stuff to, and then but then you've got to like find the item and all that, and that's, I don't know, I don't have the brain space to worry about that right now. This is the part that large language models are good at. But as you can see, it doesn't come up very often, and it doesn't take very long. So really don't even worry about that. Okay. Yes. Very happy to get rid of all this stuff. Reduce ordered item array to a list of counts. Try to keep commits below 50 characters, or the first line anyway. Cool. Display order line if non-zero. So we got order section, price line. What's this? Got it. Okay. That's easy. Okay, get HTML, not a good name. Get button, not button, though, it's not a button. Okay, what's menu array? Oh, okay. It's a whole thing that I didn't look at. Oh. Nice. That's amazing. Cool. So now we don't even need this crap, because we already got that. All we gotta say is, I literally just re-implemented that. Amazing. So instead of offerings, we just call it menu array. Bam. Let's see if that works. Style. Oh, yeah. We do have to add a couple of additional things, but it's not so bad. What we would do here is, instead of menu offering, what we can call this is menu row. And then we can say, and then we don't need the price, but what we need is, we'll just do it yet another parallel array. Menu rows equals menu array dot map, and then we'll say O goes to and then menu row, actually just that. actually still do. It's not menu items or menu array. It's menu rows. Now, this we want menu array, but for this one we want menu rows. And oh no, that we want counts. And then display order line if non-zero. Cool. That might work. No, offering the order line. Oh yeah. So now we have menu item I, or menu array. Yeah, these parallel arrays have got to go. It's getting goofy. Maybe that'll fix it. Offering their order line is null on 76. So menu rows. Oh, yeah, because we're passing an object to menu row, right? Because we're passing not a name, but this entire thing. And what we need to do is that name dot to lowercase. I think that's what it's called. Lower string to lowercase. That should do it. Nan price menu array I dot price is right there. I mean, what's the matter with it? Okay, well the counts work correctly, so we just gotta fix, and the sum actually works correctly as well, so we just gotta fix the price. Oh yeah, it's because, because it's no longer offering the price, it's now, we're now back to menu array.price. Which means that we need this new parameter now. We need it back because we moved the price out of the offering array that was in here, and now we're using the price that we're given in the data.js. So yeah, that's, sometimes we take steps back to take steps forward. Cool. Alright, easy enough. So yeah, we've got now not 2 but 3 parallel arrays, and that's just gotten absolutely out of control. So what we're going to do is we're going to define a new data structure, which is going to be a combination of the immutable properties of the menu item, which come from data.js, the display elements associated with the menu item, which are from index.html, and the transient state, which is this thing, ordered counts, where the user is updating that every page. So what I'm going to call that is I mean, really what that is a component. Yeah, it's a component in the same way that React has components. It's basically the same data structure. So what we'll say is menu components, although it's actually multiple components that are associated with each other. It's not that important. Menu components is, and then what we're going to do is we're going to map every component or every menu item in the data.js to a menu component. So that's going to mean menu array.map, and then menu item, and then that is going to return the menu item itself, as well as a menu row, which I will call row. Yeah, because it is all in the order thing. So what I'll call it is cart row. And that will be, I guess it is a component. But we should call it then cart components. Cart elements. There we go. That's a good name. And then yeah, so this is the item that we're ordering, and we can just call it item now, I think, because it's in the context of the cart, so it should obviously be a cart item. So we got item, and then we've got row in the HTML, which in turn has these things. So maybe we can call it row elements, I don't know. That'll have to do. And then that's going to be menu row menu item dot name dot to lowercase. Although really you should hard-coded ID, but that's not important right now. And then we've got a current count. That's just a number. And this isn't TypeScript. This is meant to be the value 0. And now we can dispense with all of this. And this is going to be a doozy. This ordered counts, I think is what it's called. So now what we're going to do is we're going to say cart elements target data set add, so the element number there dot ordered, I think is what we called it, current count. Yep. And then we're actually going to just pass the cart elements into display order wholesale. So we'll have to circle back and fix the function signature for that. And yeah, so now it's that. Cool. So yeah, basically when we click one of these two buttons that are adding or removing items to the order, then we go and get the cart elements, look up the correct one based on the ID from the event, and then increment or decrement the current count, and then display the order with all of the cart elements. Really, if you want to optimize this, you can display only the item. You can change only the item that's been incremented or decremented, since they don't affect each other, but it's not necessary right now. Ordered counts. Do we use this anywhere? No, this is no longer used. Ordered counts.fill 0. So this is now gone back to being more complicated. So we are actually going to have to zero out the whole thing. So I'm actually going to call a function for that. And now what we'll say is cart elements for const item of cart elements item dot I forget what I called it. Current count. Item dot current count equals 0. Easy enough, right? Yep, so now we zero out the order. Oh, thank the Lord, I'm done. Okay, I'm gonna get to a stopping point and then call it a night. So, I guess let's test it. That's a good place to. This is why you test it, because we got that going on now. This is another one that's, changing quite a few things, so there might be some debugging. Num ordered greater 0. Yep, because we no longer need, oh yeah, because because yeah, I mentioned we do have to change the display order now so that it includes, actually, I mean, strictly speaking, we could just get cart elements from the function context, but I think it's cleaner to take it as a parameter. So yeah, okay, we set it to display block. We're adding up the price. We no longer have menu rows. Now we have cart elements dot row elements. And we're using elements in two different meanings between cart elements and row elements, because the cart elements has a set theoretic meaning, whereas row elements refers specifically to HTML stuff, but whatever, I can't be bothered to fix it anymore. Cool, yeah, so cart elements.row, actually, we can just do cart elements.length, and now we can say, I don't think we need any of that. Display order line if not in 0. Oh yeah. Yep. We can actually change this back to an enhanced for. So const item of cart elements. And then we just say display order line if non-zero item dot row elements item dot I cannot for the life of me remember that, and then item dot I think item dot price, not the finest name there, but current count is what it's called. Cool. And then we've still got to increment the total price. S equals item.price and item.current count times item.price. Let's see how we do there. There's still going to be bugs, but that's the basic shape of it done. No bugs. I guess I'm really good at this. Not great that you can submit an order with nothing in it, but that's okay. Cool. So we no longer need these three parameters. We actually can literally just do a cart element. We just take a cart element, and then we'll say offering equals cart element dot row elements. And then that can stay as is, and then we'll just say cart element dot price, cart element dot current count, and then num ordered is still there on line 81. I'm blind to it because I don't like how long all this has gotten. What I'm going to do instead is say const num I think that's easier to read, even though it's not the shortest in terms of number of lines. The way that you would actually do it would be, you can use this trick. It's current count. No, you can't use that construct in this case. So yeah, this is like, I don't know, it's a little bloat, but I think it's in the service of making the rest of this read a lot better. So, does it work though, is always the question. Of course not. 82, 823, 82, there we go. What's the matter with it? Current element.item is undefined. Oh yeah, because I have to actually there we go. That's better. Sometimes naming stuff is really hard. Offering is not defined. 85. That's right, because offering has been renamed to actually. Order line. Row element is undefined. It's not row element, it's row elements. There are multiple. Cool. That's working. Nice. So now we've got ourselves a situation where we could probably add a hot dog. I don't want to put spaces in it because we're actually using this as an HTML selector. Well, we're not there yet. Let's keep on working. I'm going to skip that one for now. Menu array. Okay, this is just a white space fix. Okay. Right, so we fixed the parallel arrays. That's what we just did. Let's say zip parallel arrays into a common data structure. Less than 50, cool. We were previously tracking the menu item data, count of menu items ordered, and HTML elements for presenting order counts in a trio of parallel arrays. Now we have a single array that represents a component of the shop shopping cart, which has all three. Wait, now we have a single array of component objects, each representing a different line item in the shopping cart. Cool. Now what? Menu rows, menu array map, get HTML. So get HTML, I mentioned this before, is not a good name. Let's do get menu item HTML. Because we might want to get other HTML, you know? There's other HTML that we gotta get. So, that's working. And specifically, we've got to get the rest of this stuff out of the index, because we got a lot of duplication in the index. So we're going to move over to that now. We've got the order section, order list pizza, order price, order list hamburger, hamburger price, beer, beer price, all that crap. We don't need to, you know, we can, well, we're smarter than this. We got the technology. Function get order. Oh, actually, hold up. What's going on here? Oh yeah, no, that's correct. So we got get menu item HTML there, and now we need to do get order item HTML. Nice to keep that parallel. And your order list pizza. So this is where it starts. And so now, what I'm actually going to do, I don't love this construct here. I'm actually going to do item. Going to take an item as a parameter, and I'm going to return this. So we've got a list item, class is order list, and then it's, again, it's item dot. Yeah. We're going to have to fix this to lowercase business. It's going to get out of hand real quick here. Const. I guess we can just do this instead of fixing it. Item name, and then you just go through item name, and then yeah, and then here it's like item dot name. That's really confusing because now we've got item dot. Okay, well, item ID. That's fine. You can call it item. Cool. Chosen order name, and then we just gotta find everywhere it says pizza. Item dot name. chosen order price, here's pizza, item of that name, and then, yep, and then the price is, we can't have the price here, item dot price. Then we need to close that. Make it a little bit more, I don't know, it's just going to be a mess in the HTML, but that's fine. Okay. Oh yeah, side note, the words pizza, hamburger, and beer do not appear anywhere at all in index.js. That shit stays in data where it belongs. So that's pretty cool. Cool. So we've got get order item HTML. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to say, I'm actually just going to create what they're doing here, menu.innerHTML. And then you've got section, order section, got it. And here's ordered, okay. So we don't use that. So what I'm going to say is const order list. I could type it, or I could be sure of copying it correctly. Okay, get element by ID ordered. Cool. So now I've got the order list. What I'm going to do is the same thing here. Order list. So inner HTML equals get equals menu array.map and then item get order item HTML item dot join and yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Something is wrong. The price is not right. The price is wrong. Because it needs to display here. There needs to be a price here. It shouldn't be. Alright, what's happening here? Chosen order price. Oh, I see. It defaults to that. Oh, yeah, I know why this happens. It's because when we're setting the HTML here, it's creating a different element to the one that we got at the beginning. So we actually have to, yeah. yeah, we actually have to create these elements. Yeah, we would have to do a bunch of like manipulating the DOM tree in order to build this properly, but the outcome of that would be getting rid of all of this, and you'd have nothing left in there either. Because really, you don't want to have data like hard coded in your index HTML either. So, but that's going to be for another day because I think I'm done with this. I gotta get some sleep. Yeah, the rest of this can wait. And I don't want to clone this to my own GitHub, so yeah, that's I can share the code with you by zip or whatever you want to do, but I think I'm good. I don't want to go through the whole rigmarole of making a clone. You know what? Let's do it. It's probably not even that hard. I'm just whining. Create a fork. Yep, there it is. Bam. Nice. So it actually isn't even that much smaller, you know? But what it mainly is extensible and modularized. And you know, you can imagine if you had 100 items, it would be a lot smaller. But there's only 3 in this one. But let's see. Yeah, the original is, yeah, so I saved only 11 lines in total. But you'll notice that the average length of the functions has gone way down. And the functions individually are doing way less, but together they can accomplish a lot more. And yeah, the next step is definitely to actually construct these elements when the app initializes and add them to the ordered array the same way that you're doing there. And then once you've done that, then you should be able to just add new elements to the data and just get more menu items and change the price, and it'll just work seamlessly, I'm pretty sure. So good luck to you.